That was me. Happy memories.
Yeah, hi everyone. So thank you. So we've got about 23 people, 42 people in fact watching us today. It's just going to be a short live. So Ramadan Mubarak to everyone watching that observed Ramadan, to the Muslim drivers and also to the non-Muslim drivers. Thank you for watching. I hope you're making a lot of money today, especially while most of the guys are fasting off the road. So today is a quick session regarding the legal action that we brought against Uber in Holland, and also regarding Abdi Fatah Abdullah, who's also had his license revoked, and so far. And also, most of you guys haven't met Imran, so you probably saw some coverage on him before, where he also had something similar. So we just quickly touch on that. So I'm just going to hand it over to James to quickly talk. Quickly explain what the background is to the case, and we take it from there.
Yeah, good evening, everybody, and Ramadan Mubarak to you, Yasin, Imran, Abdi, and everybody who's watching, that's observing. Yeah, so today another historic day for us. We had an important win in Amsterdam. As you know, we've been talking a lot about data in this union and the importance of data and algorithmic control at Uber, Bolt, Ola, basically all the platforms now. Because what we're seeing is that it's part of the misclassification game. They lost in the Supreme Court, outlawed these dodgy contracts. So what they're going to try and do now is to use surveillance technology to try and control the workforce through algorithmic means. That's one driver of this. The second one is Transport for London. In Uber's licensing decision that was made in September when they won their license back, they had to commit to real-time identification of drivers. And so we've been seeing a lot of problems since September, since Uber got their license back, of drivers being falsely accused of fraudulent activity. And I'm really pleased that we have two drivers that are with us today who we've successfully helped. Both of them were plunged into an absolute dystopian nightmare situation. Imran Javed Raja failed facial recognition. He was deactivated by Uber, had his license revoked, and was out of work. There he is, left with his E-Class Mercedes. He's paying rent on the vehicle. They even revoked the vehicle license, so he couldn't rent that out. So we got involved and helped Imran, and Uber were forced to accept that it was Imran all along, and Transport for London were forced to accept that they got the revocation decision wrong, and we got Imran's license reinstated. But it's a terrible situation to be in, because neither Uber nor TfL would either show the evidence, wouldn't listen to Imran, wouldn't listen to anybody. They just turned somebody's life upside down. And thank goodness Imran is a member of a trade union like ADCU, who were able to get things turned around. Abdi Fatah Abdullah was a slightly different situation. He was accused supernaturally of being in two places at the same time. Again, Uber wouldn't share the evidence of this. TfL wouldn't listen to anything or anybody. License was revoked. Now, we fought Abdi Fatah's case on two fronts. We went to Amsterdam and we made a claim against Uber under the data protection law to say that this was an automated dismissal that was unfair. Under the Data Protection Act here in the UK, but also the EU GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation, you've got special protections from unfair automated decisions. You know, when the machine is making a decision about you that's unfair, you got some protections. And we appealed for those protections for Abdi Fatah in Amsterdam, and we won. We won against Uber on that case. And then secondly, on Monday, with our lawyers, we worked with Abdi Fatah and gave evidence to support him, and the City of London Magistrates Court agreed with us, ruled against Uber, Transport for London, and reinstated Abdi Fatah Abdallah's license. So that's a great success story. Two judges through ADCU in Amsterdam and in London came down on Abdi Fatah's side. The ruling in Amsterdam is quite an interesting one because the Uber were ordered to reinstate the 6 drivers that we represented in that case within 7 days and pay them compensation. Now, Uber's still fighting that. They're saying, no, it's a bit like the Supreme Court here, that the ruling doesn't apply to us and we're not going to obey the law and so on and so on. So we're in that sort of period of gnashing and wailing and denial. We'll see where we get to with that. They're going to try and overturn it. But as it stands now, the first time in the world, first time in Europe, under this Article 22, a judge has overturned a machine decision to fire a worker. So I'm very proud of what we've achieved with our trade union. But I wonder, maybe we should turn it over to Imran and Abdi. And Imran, would you like to tell us your story very briefly? What happened to you?
Basically, when we are working with Uber, so we have a lot of headaches. So we have tried to ignore the Uber, working with Uber, and not a lot of work. But I don't know what's happened. It's they are always include a lot of different laws, the new things. So that one is a benefit for the company, So basically, they send me the notification to verify the photos and the real-time ID check. So that time I'm sitting in my car. So take my photos, send the photos, submit the photos, and they start to searching that. The process is start to verify the person. The first time it's happened with me, their check, like human check, they'll take a very long, and after 15 minutes they hold my account for 24 hours. And the second time when I'm submitted my photo with the software check, so in 3 minutes they are response and they are activate my account, I'm restart working. And after that, they again and again send verification for the real-time check ID, So the last time when they are done, so it's the same thing is processed, but that time is not processed. And they write me the message on the app, we are terminate our partnership. That's it. And nothing. And after that, I don't know, without my information and knowledge, they have conversation with me, but they never told me we are informed the TFL for these things or whatever. They are put the allegation, someone else use your ID, but it's not true because I have no other source of income, right? And I'm working for myself. So when they are do that allegation on my name, so I'm surprised. But they are sent that thing also on TFL. But they never told me we are sent the whole things, a TFL information about this or whatever. But when I made it the appointment with Uber, because on the phone, on the app with the messages, I'm tired. So I told, okay, so we can book the appointment. I'm come over the office and we will talk over there face to face. So that thing has happened in 22nd of October. But 23rd of October, when I received the letter from the TFL, I'm really surprised. And they write, we received the all information from the Uber and you are unfitted for the taxi work. And for that reason, we are revoke your license with the immediate effect. So that one is a very big shock for me, because I have no other source of income, only this one. And it's very bad for me. And 28, when I was present in the hub, in the Uber hub, in Uber office, and they took only 5 minutes to verify my photos, which one I'm sending. And they said everything is okay, and next 24 hours your account gonna be activated. And they have no words. And after end of that, the people who sit in the office and deal with me on that time, they said next time when you verify your photo, you must do the human review, human check. So it's very bad. I don't know how. And they never ask me the apologies, or we have lost your time. And also, I'm asked what's happened with that letter, which one you are sent it on the TFL, because that one, they revoked my license. So they said, don't worry about that, we are sorted out, but they never done anything. So everything is done is my union, my people's, like James, very well, you are sent the emails and you have an immediate response from the TFL. And thanks God, after 3.5 months, they are reactivated my badge, and I'm start working. Otherwise, I'm in the deep shit, because I have no to do other things.
Yeah, no. Sorry, I just want to butt in quickly, because this is not isolated to Imran. So even like yesterday, or even on that day, Abdullah will tell you, when we were outside the city magistrate, we had another driver who's a member of our union. Same thing. He got blocked from facial recognition, and Uber has now turned him back on. But they gave him a warning saying, "Don't do this again." And then at the same time,
they never give us a warning.
No, but they put him back on this time because they lost. But at the same time, we also have another, we have a few. But just yesterday, this week alone, I sent in a letter to TFL for another member who had the same issue. So the point here is, look, people think this is like, it doesn't affect them. But what we're discussing today, this could be you tomorrow. And just make note of everyone watching this, that this could be you tomorrow, having this experience. But anyway, sorry, I butted in, James. You were about to say something?
All I was going to say was that this is not the end of the story for our support for Imran, because Imran lost 3 months' work, and continued to have to pay rent on his vehicle, because TFL quite vindictively not only took his driver's license, but they took the vehicle license as well, so he couldn't rent out the vehicle or even attempt to do so. So we're going to take further legal action, because we think this is a case of discrimination. I think the circumstances, you grew your beard, Imran, right? You weren't clean shaven.
Yeah, absolutely right. But I never change my face effects.
Yeah.
So if anyone human, they can check, they can take it off. That today the technology, we are talking about the technology. So by the technology, you can put the beads, you can take it off the beads, but the things we never change it. Right?
Well,
my eyes, my nose, my effects, they never change.
We're working with our lawyers we're working with our lawyers to take further legal action here against Uber, because it shouldn't have happened, and it cost Imran a lot of stress and a lot of money. And the reason why we call it a discrimination case is that have we lost Abdi Fatah? Oh my goodness, I was just about to come to him. Well, I hope we can get him back on. Is he there, Yassine, or is he gone? Oh, you're on mute, Yassine.
So he's gone. He'll be back. He'll be back, I think.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Okay. I'll talk long then. No, if you look at the facial recognition technology that's used by Uber is from Microsoft. Microsoft issued I hear you back. Hello, Abdi. Microsoft research published a paper with MIT a couple of years ago, and they said that this facial recognition technology is 97% effective and 3% failure rate on it. But if you say there's 100,000 drivers in London, well, 3% failure is 3,000 people. I mean, it's too much, right? But if you're a person of color, that goes up to 12%. And if you're a woman of color, that goes up to 20%. So this is Microsoft themselves. After the Black Lives Matters riots last summer in America, Microsoft stopped selling this software to all US police forces, because they say those US police forces are not capable of governing that technology in a way that they wouldn't use it in a highly discriminatory way. And we say that, well, Uber's not capable of using the technology in a way that's not discriminatory or unfair either. So we've asked Microsoft to suspend the license to Uber to use this technology. But we have real issues about the discriminatory effect of this technology on people of color, that it fails too often with them. And that's why we say it's a discrimination case, and we'll be taking further action. We should move on now to Abdi Fatah Abdallah, if you're there. Are you there, Abdi Fatah? So Abdi Fatah was, perhaps Abdi, maybe you can tell us yourself what happened to you.
So maybe his mic is on.
He's on mute now.
Oh, basically his mic is not working.
No, if you unmute yourself, Abdi, unmute yourself. Yeah, now we could hear you. Unmute you.
Is again.
You're on mute.
It's going to be.
Can you unmute him, Yassin?
Yeah, now you're unmuted.
Okay, go. It's muted again. Go.
No, Yassin is muted again.
Oh yes,
No.
that's fine.
Okay.
So what was the question? I've missed that because I'm having a lot of phone calls because people are watching the ITV news.
Okay. No, if you could just tell us what happened to you.
There's only the ITV news. Everyone is.
Yeah, it's on the news tonight. But can you tell us briefly what happened to you?
Yeah.
With Uber and TFL.
Totally, I'm different than Imran, to be honest.
Yeah.
You can hear me, right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm totally different with. Yeah, I'm totally different with Imran. It's just me and you now.
Yeah. Go ahead. While we have a connection, go ahead. Tell us as quickly as you can what happened.
Yeah, basically, what happened was I've completed a trip, which is I've picked up in South Bank to Aylesbury. When I was making my way back to London, I've lost my phone. Because of that, I've switched my phone to my other device just to get, what can I say, my work. And Uber asked me to take selfies when I was using my other device. And then that moment, I was in M25 coming back to London. They said, stop in a safe place and take a picture. And then I took a picture and Uber sent it to me like 3 times job, which is I refuse it. And then they locked me out automatically. And then again, I locked in. And then what happened was, and again, they sent me another 3 jobs, which is I've refused. And that moment, I was already M40 coming back to London. And I've got back my reception. And then I have switched off my phone to other device again. And then they're asking me over to take selfish, which is what can I say, the picture. I've took that picture again, and then everything was fine. And next day morning, when I've seen, what can I say, they sent me a text message. They were saying, oh yeah, because your account is being suspicious. Because of that, we locked you off. And after a few days, what I found is TFL, they just came to my house, knocked the door. They said, we need our license, both of them. And what surprised me was they said, this is our property. I still remember that. This is.
And they gave you no warning. They just showed up at your house and said, "Give me the license."
No letter, no warning, no letter.
And that's the first you knew of this, yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
I was surprised. I've seen, what can I say, 2 girls. They just come to my house. They said, "Oh yeah, we are from TFL." And then I said, "How can I help you?" They said, "We are here to collect your license."
Oh my goodness! What a shock!
It's been revoked. And after that, I received a letter. So that is what happened to me. That was it was a bit pain, to be honest.
So tell us about Monday.
Oh, Monday. Oh yeah, that was the good time. That was the good time. You know, when they came there, they didn't even have evidence.
Nothing.
They just come there, what can I say, the court that they appealed there, and they don't have enough evidence. And what surprised me was the court, what they told me and what they bring me the court is totally different. They were saying, what can I say, you misread, what can I say, the charge. They said, what can I say, we've got complaint about the bolt. We've got I was kind of shocked, to be honest. I wasn't even
they were blowing smoke. The complaint from Bolt was like nothing. It was like, you know, what you went a different route or some nonsense like this. But it was to distract. It was to distract from the fact that TfL came there with no evidence, right?
Exactly.
You were accused of being in two places at the same time in the geolocation check in the real-time hybrid ID. And TfL came with no evidence, nothing to back up this. Yeah.
Exactly. And what she was saying is, when you took the picture, that wasn't you. I said, what do you mean that wasn't you? And then if it wasn't me, then who was that then?
Yeah.
I remember my lawyer told me, don't argue, don't just say, just what can I say, your answer should be yes or no, that's it. That's why I just said, that was me. Simple. It
was probably the longest licensing hearing in the history of the Magistrates Court. It went on for about 2.5 hours. But in the end, it was very moving because the magistrate said, "Stand up, Mr. Abdallah." He said, "Mr. Abdallah, your evidence is consistent and credible. I find TfL's case completely unsatisfactory. I uphold the appeal. You can have your license back. You're an innocent man." It was a great moment. It was a great moment, and Transport for London should never have taken that case.
That was a great moment. Yeah.
No, it's good, and you know what? It's good because everyone got up and they're happy. Yeah, but I've been to so many of these licensing cases, and I've been, like, me and James and all of us guys, we've been organizing drivers for the last 6-7 years. Firstly, we never had the resources to help drivers that license. And even like Abdi, like, the point here was you had 3 people with you. You know, you had James Farah go on the stand, you know, give witness statement for you. Yeah. You know, like, I haven't seen any other union reps come forward backing people when they're in a dig. And one of the things about us guys is we're really focused on the licensing side. Yeah. So if a driver being a member of our union for over 2 months, we will make sure we'll get you the best licensing people to represent you. And this is where people keep talking about Uber, and even the last 2 months we got distracted with this compensation and stuff like that. The point here is, look, if you work in this industry, TfL could come after you anytime, and you need the best people or the best licensing people behind you to represent you. And we pay that legal, as a union, we will pay your legal fee. If you've been a member for over like 2 months, we will do what we can to help you. That is enough for you to join the union. And we're not here to sell you and beg you to join the union. But the point is, look, we're out there doing what we can. And I've been, like, in the past last union we were literally begging them to help our members in licensing. And we were then, when they would turn around and stick the finger at us, we would then, as drivers, get together, collect money to help the member. You know, and this is where we got right. And I'm just saying, and even as of today, I get plenty of calls from drivers every day once their license got revoked, or they're with some other organization that can't help them. So don't be that person. You know, be with the right people, be with the unions. Even if you don't need help yourself, your like contribution into the trade or into our union is helping us, like, support the industry and help drivers on a day-to-day basis. And we need to quickly, and I keep saying this because my target is 10,000 drivers for this year, and it's important that we get it, because that's the only way we're going to get this number. We're going to get this collective cover. Yeah. But James, we're running out of time.
Yeah, we'll wrap up. I mean, I can't just but I agree with what you've said, Yassine, and I want to really pay tribute to the courage of Abdi Fatah and Imran to fight back, because in fighting back and us being able to help them fight back, they've made the trade safer for everybody else. Because what Uber was trying to do here and what TfL was trying to do here is just wrong. It's unethical and it's unlawful and it's dangerous. What you should know about this real-time hybrid identification system that's involved in a facial recognition, it's involved in these geolocation checks, and who knows what else, because we've never been told. What's significant about that is that Uber offered to implement it only 1 day before TfL took their license last time. And a condition of their license, when they got their license back from the Magistrates Court last September, is that they run this system. So TfL and Uber are really gung-ho to run this system against you, this very heavy surveillance tech. And bear in mind, the industry is only at 20% of where it ought to be in terms of volume. This is going to be a growing problem because TfL want this, Uber want this, Bolt just went to market, capital markets to raise $180 million in December. So they can go out and buy this tech. Ola's running this tech, facial recognition, anti-fraud detection, and so on. And they are under pressure by TfL to build a body count, to put some red meat on the table. And TfL and Uber and Ola and Bolt don't much care whether you were innocent or guilty. They didn't care that Abdi Fatah Abdallah was an innocent man. They didn't care that Imran Javed Raja was an innocent man. They just need to show the TfL that they can give up some bodies every month. So be careful and be in a union because you need that protection and for yourself. But collectively, we need to push back on this type of pretty aggressive and unfair attack on workers by the regulator and by Uber. And the final thing I want to say is that please help us. There's another way you can help us. Register with Worker Info Exchange. It's a non-profit organization. What we're doing is we're trying to get drivers to request their data. We build a data trust together so we can identify this type of algorithmic control and challenge it. So you can be part of that struggle with us, but please register at workerinfoexchange.org. We'll put it in the comments. And that's it for me. Well done. Thank you all.
Just quickly, okay. So we've got a lot of phone calls coming in. I mean, I made it quite clear, and I keep saying this. Look, we can't help you with issues that happened in the past. And that's our policy, unfortunately. That's how it is. But what we can help with, any issue you have in the future. So if you are a member of our union, we will help you. Now, we got a lot of people like asking us, like that got deactivated unfairly or whatever. How could we help them? What should they be doing?
I would say if you've been deactivated unfairly, well, the first thing is to find out what the circumstances were and to challenge that. And so that I would ask you to register with Worker Info Exchange. We can get your data and we can look at it, and you can tell us why you said or they said you were deactivated. We can look at the data and we can try and validate that. It's very important if you were fired or deactivated by a machine or by this surveillance tech, there may be additional rights we can challenge. It's complicated, too difficult to get into here in the few minutes we got left. But basically, the rule is if you've been fired by a machine, if Uber's technology has detected you doing something or being somewhere or misidentified you on facial recognition, there are additional rights that you can invoke, and we'll help you do that. Register Worker Info Exchange, get in touch with the union at casework@adcu.org.uk or ring the phone number on the website, and we'll do our best to help you. But you need to be in the union. You need to be in the union to be protected by the union.
Oh, James,
so,
next question, like the biggest question. We've got a few guys that got an issue with licensing. So they've been let down by their past union, but could we take their case on board and just spend like £1,000, £2,000 and pay barristers, solicitors to represent them?
Unfortunately not. The simple reason for that is because it wouldn't be fair to our existing members who are paying their dues in good faith. If we allowed people to come to us paying £7 a month, but they're coming to us with thousands of pounds worth of legal fees, that need to be covered. That wouldn't be fair to our existing members, and it's also against our rules. If you look at our rule book, which is on our website, we specifically don't allow it, and we are bound by the Trade Union and Labour Relations Consolidated Act of 1992, which is the legislation that governs trade unions. We have to operate our union to rule, and our rules specifically prohibit us from being able to support a member who comes to us with legal problems and needs it funded. We can't do it because our rules say we can't, and therefore we'd be breaking the law if we did something, if we operated in a way that was different to our rules. I hope that answers the question, Yassine.
Oh, that's right. I think, okay, we've got Louis watching, we've got a few guys. So I think we covered everything more or less roughly, but we'll keep doing these live. What people need to understand is these live videos that we're doing is for everyone. It's not just for our members. And we're trying to educate. And the reason why we keep saying join the union, it's not for the members watching it. It's for the non-members watching it. Or if you know drivers that not. It's not a sales pitch. But the point is, if we're out there talking to the vast majority of drivers. It's important. I would feel bad if I'm not, because every day when people call us, they say they never knew about us. So I want to make sure they know about us, and it's your job to do the same. Tell people to join the union so we can get stronger in numbers. And like I said, and as Jay mentioned, we're seeing this. It's not just isolated to TFL. We started seeing this by Birmingham City Councils now, and also around Manchester and other areas. So we're seeing more and more councils coming aggressively towards the drivers, and this is where it's now more than ever you need to be part of a union, guys. Yeah. So before we go, Imran and Abdi, James, do you want to say something first, or should I just ask Imran first?
No, I'm done.
Okay, Imran bhai. Urdu ne, if you want to talk in Urdu, Urdu ne message.
Basically, we are present ADCU. Yeah, so we can take the action, like if anyone have a problem, so we can take the action when they are come on our platform. So we must see if anyone have a problem or in the past, whatever. So first they can register it that, and then we can you can read the whole case, and if you can, so you can help them, but by our platform, right? And that one is the ADCU, right? It's a simple thing.
Yeah. और दूसरा यार एक आपने पाकिस्तानी बेशुमार पाइज तक नहीं देने यार अगर उसका हाली 1 मिनट ही बस नहीं थोड़ा दसो क्या फायदा यूनियन ना क्या फायदा तो किया नहीं सारे वो बॉडी हो ये समझने के बाद ही ऐसा ज्वाइन करनी चाहिए जो कोई मसला है
union. I'm come back to on my mother language now a little bit to present my other colleagues. That's a Pakistani one. So देखो अब अपनी इसके अंदर ये फायदा है जिस वक्त ਅਸੀਂ यूनियन ज्वाइन करने आ then ਅਸੀਂ £7.50 देने आ या एनुअली पे करने आ लेकिन उस नाल ਅਸੀਂ प्रोटेक्ट हो जाने आ आज ਤੁਸੀਂ देखोगे ये सॉफ्टवेयर यूज करने पे ਤੇ ਉਸ ਨਾਲ ਜਿਹੜੇ अनफेयर ਬੰਦਿਆਂ की लाइसेंस कैंसिल करवाने पे हालांकि TFL ने इससे कोई काम नहीं है TFL is a local company is a working they take the commission for us and they are working with us so basically ਅਸੀਂ TFL the badge holder we are the TFL badge holders right so अगर ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ यूनियन बनाई अपनी यूनियन बनाई हुई है इस जिस टाइम शामिल होने आ ते उस ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਆਵੇਗਾ ਜੀ ਇਸ ਪਲੇਟਫਾਰਮ ਤੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਈਜ਼ੀਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਨਾਰਮਲੀ ਅਗਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਈਮੇਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ TFL ਨੂੰ ਐਕਸਪਲੇਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਂ ਕੁਝ ਹੋਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਹੋਰ ਨੂੰ ਕਾਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਆਨਸਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਂ ਮਹੀਨੇ that's a long time they can take a long time but with the present the ADCU platform so they can answer you very next day so it's बड़ा easy हो जाना
ना बिल्कुल मेहरबानी पता है क्या मैं तो सोचना बॉडी को रहा उठने डोट रहा और ड्राइवर नहीं रहा अपनी जुबानी को रहा कर इंशाल्लाह yeah but anyway Abdi Abdullah yeah please just last few words from you and if you want to speak to the Somalian brothers you can as well much just quickly 1 minute yeah please yeah
basically if I'm talking about my experience to be honest when you are doing in minicab, you have to have the right uniform, the right union. And basically, to be honest, when it happened to me, this for me, I was useless. I was kind of hopeless. I was kind of helpless since I got to know James and Yasmin. They make me back to life. And I really would say, what can I say? Everyone can hear me. Just join, what can I say? Union. That's all I can say. And thank you. James again and Yasin.
My pleasure, Abdi Fatah. I mean, look, in summary, what's going on here? Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? In summary, what's going on here is the business model of Uber, Bolt, Ola, all these platforms, with their relationship with Transport for London, is based on snooping and snitching. That's what's going on now. Using big tech to snoop and snitch. And they'll snitch you to TFL. They'll be watching you all the time. You need to be in the union to fight back to protect your license, to protect your worker rights, and to stop this snooping if it's unfair. That's the new battle.
Abdi, we've got Hardy asking a question. He's saying, could you say something in Somali, like a lot of people just don't understand English too. So if you could just quickly say just a few words. And Kaka watching here, what's your question? I still don't understand what your question is. If you can tell us your question. But Abdi, go ahead, please.
Can you hear me first? Because I feel like I've
Yeah. Play it loud and clear. Yeah.
Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So Soomaaliya hadda ku jirto Soomaali badan oo ku jiro hadda Soomaaliya ma saaxiib yaal waxaan dhihi lahaa haddaad ka shaqeysan ma asin minika kaligiina ma socon kartaan dhibaatada aniga igu dhacday maaragta aniga kaliya maaragta dareensan aniga kaliya maaragta aan fahmi karo because of that maaragta waxa idin leeyahay maaragta waxaad u baahan tihiin inaad heshaan the proper uniform maxaan ku daraa the proper union and maxaan ku daraa James and Fred maaragta shaqo fiican maaragta ii qabteen way caawiyeen anigoo baxar ku jiro maaragta baxarkii way iga wasaareen marka waxaa idin dhihi lahaa maaragta join maxaan ku rahdaa this union ADC. Thank you.
All right, thank you everyone. Yeah. So
yeah,
I think I've looked through all the questions, but if there's any other questions, just send us an email in. Sometimes we don't get, because I see a lot of people do post comment afterwards, but we just don't have time to look at these comments. It's a bit different when you're doing them live and you can go through the questions. But right now, like afterwards, maybe we might not be able to see those questions. Yeah. But if you're a member, the best way to reach us is send an email into casework@adcu.org.uk and someone would respond to you or get back to you. And that's about it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.